Testing my sound really quick. Okay, how's my sound? Just making sure that's all good. Hello, if you all can hear me. I'm making sure my sound is okay. I'm running a little late because yeah, I had to get a bath in. I had to cleanse a little bit before doing this. Hold on, let me close my door 1 second. It's probably not going to stay closed though because I have a puppy that likes to run into my room at all times. She finds it quite disrespectful when I close my door. But that's neither here nor there. All times. She finds it quite disrespectful when I close my door. But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so I just had to test my sound really quick. While I'm waiting for some more people to come in, because I know I was running late, just to make sure. I'm going to get started on cleansing my cards, and I guess I'll just be talking to you all, letting you know why I'm doing this. If my matches will go, geez. I seem to always do this with my matches, they just break. But then I have to be real careful with it. I just burned a piece of my nail. Great. Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome in. Come on, grab your seat. Hope you got your tea. Hope you're ready for the reading tonight. I know I am. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time now. Ever since my Song divorce reading, and I just did that off a whim last year, just interested in why the two divorced, because I watched both of these actors, or at least seen one drama of theirs that I really liked, and I was surprised as soon as I found out that these two were married. It seemed like just as fast they broke up. So I've been interested in them ever since then. And so now I thought it was only right to do a follow-up video on Song Hye Kyo. Hopefully I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Just because pretty much that last video I did on just Song Joong Ki. And so this time I want to focus on her a bit more and see what we get in this reading. And if you have some questions, not promising that I'll get around to them, but you can drop them in the chat. And I will be more than happy, if it's an interesting one, to ask the question, see what we get from the cards. In the meantime, I got to open up a window if I smoke myself out. I'm getting all this unfiltered. So, Let's get started. I done cleansed my cards, myself. I done blessed my space. I done blessed everyone coming in. Yeah, let's get into this. And if you notice anything wrong with the audio, yes, let me know that as well. Because that seems to be the typical issue I have when I'm recording. I have audio issues out of nowhere, it seems like. So, of course, well, I think I should clarify this. I should be above board with this from the beginning. So I did a short reading on this before I started doing this video. And in that reading, I kind of wanted to tap into the energy of Song Hye Kyo, because the last time I tapped into her energy, at least last year around this time, I gathered that she could be kind of like Aquarian. I don't know if she's Aquarius. I did not look that up, but she tends to kind of come off Aquarian. If you don't know what I mean by that, astrology wise, Aquarians can sometimes struggle with their emotions. They have trouble kind of like tapping into their emotions and explaining their emotions and things like that, but they're very good at kind of like helping others with it in a sort of way, because they are what most people kind of short script is kind of like the humanitarian sign. So she kind of gives me like, yeah, Aquarian energy, but I kind of wanted to tap into her energy before going into this reading. And so please take this with a grain of salt. As you can see along the bottom here, all statements made are alleged for entertainment purposes only. I kind of got the feeling that she is dating someone, or at least she's interested in someone. I don't think this was someone that she was probably interested in or dating, at least at the time she was with Joon-ki. I don't think this is somebody she is like once bitten, twice shy about. Like, I don't think Song Joon-ki has like damaged her belief in love or like kept her from venturing out into relationships or romance or whatnot. I do think this is somebody who may be in the industry with her. I don't think this is somebody who's like super famous or anything. But I kind of gather like this may be somebody who's kind of in a creative space in a kind of sense. There's someone in the industry, and I do think they are Korean, because so this is one question I'm going to have to flesh out, because I was asking if the person was Korean, and when I was shaking up my shells or whatnot, I got yes. But then I also heard that she does like staying in France a lot. So I was like, is this person a Frenchman? And it said no. So I'm interested to see if like maybe they are somebody who's like living in Korea, or who's stationed in Korea, or who's originally Korean who may live somewhere else. But I kind of figure like this person's kind of like a homebody as well. But this is all the little things, little tidbits that I was getting when I was doing my shell reading. But we're going to see what I'm going to actually get in the cards. But before I do want to issue a disclaimer. Again, as always, tarot should not be used as, for any professional reasons, or for every little reason that you have, whether it is medical, financial, legal, spiritual. Even I say consult with your spiritual advisor, your psychiatrist, your parents, your church leader, your lawyers, your tax accountant, whatever you need to, whatever the matter may be. Make sure you consult someone else who holds a some kind of professional manner, some experience in those fields, so that you can come to a whole and sound decision. Do not just depend on tarot by itself. What else do I typically say? Yes, always in my readings, or anyone's readings in your everyday life, make sure to exercise the power of discernment. Again, if anything I said at the beginning of this doesn't resonate with you, great. That's good. You're not going to agree with everything I say, especially if you're someone who's kind of like closed off to this. If you don't want to hear this about Song Hye Kyo, whatever, great. But I'm just telling you what I'm getting. And as an intuitive reader, I am simply doing my best to kind of relay the messages that I am interpreting and receiving from spirit, from the universe, from source. And I'm trying to relay it to you all. As I typically like to describe it, think of source, the energy universe, is the Rosetta Stone. And I am a translator trying to give you or translate and relay all of the information that I'm getting. But of course, there is not always a one-to-one comparison when you're translating words. Anybody who speaks multiple languages knows what I'm talking about. So now that I have that spiel, that disclaimer out of the way, I also want to warn you all, I do not mind blocking comments or nasty comments and things like that, because it seems like, you know, Song Hye Kyo is pretty popular, pretty famous. And so I don't, if there's something that I say that you all don't like, or it goes against what you believe about her, sorry, I'm just trying to give you what I'm getting. You chose to be here and to watch this, so here we are. I think that is my dog. You hear all that in the back? Who was knocking my stuff over? I think that's my dog knocking stuff over. She is a little terror. Anyways, so make sure if there's something that I say that you do not agree with, just click off. If you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all, okay? I'm simply just translating things over. So again, you chose to click on this video and watch it. So watch at your own discretion. Viewer be advised, okay? So now I am also going to mark, so I know my timestamps in here later, so that I can put timestamps for the replay team, the replay fam, so you all know exactly where to jump to, okay? So let's get into this. I'm going to first get into an energy reading for Song Hye Kyo, so hopefully I can kind of tap into her energy before we get into the romance reading of this and see what we get. All right. Okay, we have King of Cups here. And okay, we have a couple of other cards. So I'm going to reshuffle these because they all popped out at the same time. We also have the Emperor, we have the Ten of Discs, and we have the Three of Cups here. Okay, again, I had a chunk of cards fall out. This kind of wants to come out. Five of Wands. Okay. And I'm going to keep these two because the Two of Cups and the Hierophant came out together. They kind of flipped off to the side. So this is what I was getting for spiritually, emotionally, and physically, kind of like where she is. Maybe I should pull one for mental as well. You fit these all on the screen. Let's do one more for mentally, how she's feeling. I feel like I'm going to get another. Oh, look at that. We got the Princess of Cups here. So I would say she's in a much better space than she was last time I did a reading on her. This seems a bit more Okay, sorry, you had to hear that window. This at least feels energetically, intuitively, this feels much better than what she was in last time I did a reading on her, so I'm happy about that. The King of Cups here, it does feel like she's back into kind of like her flirty bag, kind of, you know, being more open emotionally. She's not closed off, whereas in the last reading I did on her, she felt, you know, more closed off and like isolated and like not very open to things. I think she is kind of like more into a creative bubble. I think she's feeling maybe inspired is the word that I want to say. She's feeling a bit more inspired when it comes to her crafts, or, you know, some of the work and things she wants to do. And then I'm interested in this Five of Wands coming up for her emotionally, because like I don't know what she could be kind of going back and forth on emotionally, because the Five of Wands kind of gives me like not combative, but kind of like there's something you're kind of trying to overcome emotionally. There's something you're kind of thinking about, you're kind of hung up on, that you're kind of struggling with, you're having a hard time maybe figuring out, maybe the word. And then here we have spiritually, funny enough, we have the Two of Cups and the Hierophant here. So, I mean, sorry, physically. The Hierophant and the Two of Cups. So some people would automatically interpret this, especially with the Hierophant here and the Two of Cups. Some people would kind of see this as kind of like marriage cards or like soulmate cards or something like that. But this could also be maybe she's feeling a bit more confident in the public, because sometimes the Hierophant can also translate not to just marriage or like priesthood and things like that. Sometimes it can also translate to like the culture, the world around you, things like that. And of course, the Two of Cups is usually something very harmonious, very loving, very giving. And then lastly, physically, we have the Princess of Cups as well. So to me, it just feels like she's starting to feel herself again. She's starting to get kind of like, maybe get back into her, I don't want to say seductress bag, but probably just back to her normal playing field, her normal plateau. Yeah, I had a card fall. Yeah, she is dealing with some unclear thinking. I don't know, what is she unclear about? It could be her work, because I think just before I was doing this and I was looking up on doing a reading on her, I think I did read somewhere that she was is she supposed to be doing a show about a nun or something? She's supposed to be playing a character on as a nun or something like that, some secret agent nun. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was, but that's pretty interesting. That this is coming up. I don't know if maybe she wants to change something that she's doing, or maybe she doesn't want to play light and fluffy characters. Maybe she wants to play more she wants to probably push the boundary a bit when it comes to her career, because the Wands usually do deal with passion as well, and she is an actor. So she may be wanting to push the envelope a little bit when it comes to her career, when it comes to some of the roles that maybe typically Korean women play, especially Korean women who look like her, because she, you know, is like one of the most beautiful women ranked over there in Korea and things like that. And I'm not saying that to be shady, but like, you know, people really love her beauty over there in Korea. They say like what do they say, like she has a very both sides of her face is like very equal or something like that. So like people really love her beauty and things like that over there, and just the way that she carries herself. So maybe she kind of wants to push the envelope a little bit as far as like an actress. And I want to stress actress, because sometimes in certain roles and certain things, if I feel like women are not allowed to do where men are, especially in like a patriarchal place like South Korea. Of course, let's figure out why this Hierophant and Two of Cups is here for her. Okay. Oh, and of course it fell. Chain of events that will affect your life. You are highly thought of. Okay, so maybe this is in regard to her romantic life, or just kind of like her public image, because I do feel like she really has had a boost and a lot of I'll say empathy. I don't want to say sympathy. A lot of empathy from the public in regards to her divorce and how the divorce happened with Song Hye Kyo, and just kind of like I know she was riding a high as well after her return with this the director who also did Descendants of the Sun. She recently did a show with that same director. It's called The Glory. Which I urge you all to watch, by the way. I think you can see it on Netflix, if I remember correctly. The Glory is really good. Just to trigger warning for some people, it does deal with themes, dark themes, especially dealing with bullying. So if that is something that's going to trigger you, don't watch it. But she was definitely riding a high after she did The Glory and reuniting with like that director who also did Descendants of the Sun. So I wonder if this is kind of just dealing with her public image here, because a chain of events that would affect your life. I'm wondering if this is in regards to her work. One second, I'm being bothered. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I was being called to dinner, so know what I'm gonna be doing once I wrap up on this. So again, where did I leave off at? Yes, so yes, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups. I think this is really dealing with like her favor, her popularity in the public, and I think that's where the physically where that's coming in at. And all my cards are gonna fall on the ground today. Okay. An exciting event. Spiritually, emotionally, physically, and mentally, an exciting event. It's something that she's worked through, it feels like. Respect will come to you. Good news. Yeah, so this is definitely reading much lighter, much more positive than what I had for her last time I did a reading on her. A lot of this feels very positive. It feels like she's kind of riding a high. There is a lot of love and stuff like that that she may be receiving from the public, from those around her. Maybe she has kind of rallied around her, or her community has kind of rallied around her. So she's feeling a bit more, how can I say it? Like, stable, sturdy, healed. She may have a bit of bruising, but she's kind of ready to step into whatever that's coming up next. That's pretty much what I'm getting here. But let's see. Let's get into this juicy bit. Now let's get into her romantic life. Let's see what's coming up for her. I have a lot of cards that, as you can hear it clapping in my hands, that kind of like want to flip over. Okay, so this Six of Swords definitely wants to come out. I want to see if there was anything that flips over in my hand. Okay, so as you can still see here, it's sticking out to the side. I went to shuffle and then I seen this Eight of Swords flipped over. I'm going to flip it back though and see if it's actually meant to come out. I don't think there's anything else that was flipped over as I was shuffling through. That's a bit concerning that we have the Six of Swords and the Eight of Swords that both kind of want to come out. Okay, we have these. Anything else that flips over while I was shuffling? You okay, baby? Okay. So we have the Star and then the Death card here. Interesting. The Star, the Death card, Six of Swords in reverse. So I feel happy that the Six of Swords in this particular deck, because to me, the swords in the upright in this deck kind of reads more troubling than the reverse, because I kind of read it as like, okay, you're staying trapped in a situation that you know you can kind of remove yourself out of, you can move past things. But with it coming up in reverse, it feels like, okay, you are moving past something. However, with this Star card coming up in reverse, and especially with her being a celebrity, it's a bit concerning to me, because it feels like, okay, there is something maybe you are maybe not handling in the limelight properly, or that people aren't going to like. And again, this is going back to the first part of this reading where I feel like there's something where I felt that was coming through that there's something she wants to challenge in regards when it comes to kind of like the roles that she play. And I wonder if that's why these cards are coming up here. It's not her romantic life. It's kind of like the roles that she's playing. And I don't know if it's a thing, because sometimes this does happen. People are going to probably conflict. Like, people don't know how to separate real life from the roles that she plays, and I wonder if people aren't going to appreciate possibly the roles that she's playing or going to play after everything that she has been through. But there is something that she's definitely wanting to step away from. She wants to change. She kind of doesn't want to do that. Maybe the public isn't going to like. And then this comes up for the underlying energy here, the Wheel of Fortune. And so I don't think with this, I want to interpret it, she may not receive instant gratification or the response, or like instant acceptance or whatnot from the public, but they may eventually get around to it. And notice we also have the Prince of Cups under here. So the Prince of Cups, if you don't know tarot, sometimes a lot of people interpret this as a very romantic figure. It could possibly be someone who is tends to be a little younger. Sometimes it also can tend to be someone who is a water sign. So like your Cancers, your Cancers, your Scorpios, and your Pisces. But because again, we are doing a romance reading, and then we have the Three of Cups here. I hope she's not messing around with somebody who is like in a relationship, or who has like a bad record when it comes to relationships, because we also have the Princess of Wands here as well, and the Two of Swords, and the Empress, and the Nine of Cups. Lovers, Jesus. Okay, so that's coming out underneath there. Let's see if we can get some more clarity on this. Why is this Six of Swords coming up for her romantic? Oh, that flew off to the side. What we have here? Parting of ways in either romance or business. A broken ring. So we also have the tree, affairs with the family, and then we also have victory in some endeavor. Is she dealing with another younger man? Because when I was tossing the shells, I got someone that was older. And remember, we also got the Prince of Cups for the underlying energy as well. So firecracker, excitement. She just loved him younger man, huh? Then the underlying energy, we have sunrise, which deals with new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. I really wonder if this is somebody who is also in the industry or something, because it seems like a lot of her, at least from what I'm getting off of this, again, allegedly, this is an intuitive reading, so I'm just trying to give you what I'm interpreting here. It just feels like there's a lot of overlap, a lot of concurrent energy here with like the trajectory that she's going on with her career is very much like in lockstep with her romantic life. Like there's a lot of overlaying with that, overlapping. And I don't know if anybody else can expand on this, and maybe that's something I need to pull cards about, but I remember I got something about her family when I did a reading on her last time. I don't know what her family life is like, and if you ever go to look up any information on most Korean actors or K-pop idols, you usually don't find a lot about them unless it is something that has been, you know, for a lack of a better term, a manufactured image that their company, their management team has produced for them or of them. And so I remember in my original reading of her, I got something about some family issues with her. I don't know if it's like they wanted her to be with somebody else, if there was like a close family friend, if there was some kind of familial trauma, drama, whatever you want to call it, that was going on. But notice we also do have affairs here with your family. Only thing I remember reading about her is that she is raised by a single mom. I don't know exactly what's going on with her dad, what that situation is, but that's coming up again. Just FYI. Just want to point that out. And again, as I stated at the beginning of this, if you weren't here for that, when I did kind of like a soft reading, just kind of like a trying to delve back into her energy, to lock in on her energy, I was throwing shells earlier, and I got the feeling that she is dating someone who may be older than her, and that somebody that's like in the industry, but they're not like big, they're not well known, they're not like, maybe like they're not in front of the camera, they're probably someone who's kind of like more behind the camera. And I also gathered that this isn't somebody who's like super rich, but they're affluent, they're well-to-do. So it's interesting. I got the young man card here, or younger man card, because that's not what I got when I was throwing shells. So bit of conflicting information there. Okay, so I'm going to take note of these 3 cards that flew, four cards that flew out of my hand onto the floor, in case they come back out. So I have the Visionary. Sorry, wrong card. I have the Visionary, which deals with the light attributes, deals with somebody's capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others. And the shadow attributes deal with selling insights to the highest bidder. Then I also have the Detective, which light attributes reads great powers of observation and intuition. But the shadow attributes reads voyeurism. I also have the scribe that flew out that reads light attributes, preserving knowledge and information. Is this person probably like a writer? Editor? The shadow attributes deal with altering facts or plagiarizing others' works. And then we have liberator, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs. Now this feels like Song Hye Kyo. Shadow attributes, imposing your own tyranny over those you claim to liberate. Because she kind of gives me the impression that she is somebody who likes to push the boundaries and push the envelope when it comes to what women are allowed and not allowed to do. She kind of gives me a rebel in a sense. She kind of gives me rebel energy. Okay, so we have the Hadonist, but it did come up in reverse for me. So I'm going to read the shadow attributes, which deals with pursues pleasure to the detriment of health, indulges at the expense of others. Oh, and you know something else? That Hadonist card brought something up. So it's only been a year. I would have thought a lot of this energy might have changed, but now that I'm remembering, I think I mentioned something about her potentially, or at least there was a thing where it felt like Song Joong Ki felt that she may have been messing around with someone else, or that there was probably some inappropriate relationship she had with someone. And I think this guy is also younger. And so that probably made him feel intimidated or like jealous or something. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember what the feeling was, but I remember that was something that came up too. So I wonder if that's still a thing, where I don't know if there's still a younger guy that's kind of like in her orbit. Maybe it's a friend or a close friend, or maybe it's somebody like our manager, or maybe it's somebody that's like her agent, or whatever the case may be, that people feel like she has chemistry with, and that's maybe who a lot of people assume that she's going to end up with, or something like that. But maybe this person, for whatever reason, people feel like this person isn't the best thing for her either, or the best person for her either. But yeah, that could be something that's coming up here. I keep getting a lot of because the storyteller flipped over for a bit too. I keep getting stuff about a writer. So I wonder if there's somebody that's like a director or a writer, a journalist or something. Or maybe that's kind of like the direction she wants to go in her career. Okay, we have another one flying across the fields. This is dealing with a shapeshifter. Again, this came up in reverse, so I'm going to read the shadow attributes. It says, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. Remember I said there's something she kind of like wants to push the envelope about. And then we also have thief. And this also came up in reverse, and this deals with stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers you think you lack. And then we also have a Don Juan. Is she messing around with somebody people see as like a ladies' man, a player? Or that she knows is a player? That's interesting. I wonder if she is, and it may not just be the person that she's connected to. Maybe it's more so Song Hye Kyo's energy. Maybe she's the one that's kind of playing the field, which more power to your girl. Like, you should. After something like that, it totally makes sense. But again, the one thing that's like a constant here is definitely a pushing of the envelope. Like I'm probably going to do something, say something, present a type of way, date someone, be seen with someone, doing something that's going to kind of like push the envelope that people aren't going to like, and I'm not going to care. I'm going to just step into it fully. And again, I'm going back to this. It seems like there's a lot of like step and step concurrent energy with like whatever she's doing work wise is very much going to reflect on her romantic life. And again, if you are someone who is like who really follow like K-drama actors or K-pop idols and things like that, it wouldn't surprise you that again there's something going on here with kind of like her personal life or her private life or whatever she portrays on screen and vice versa. It very much kind of like go hand in hand. It affects one or the other, because it's just kind of like from what I have gathered, that's kind of like the price to pay you pay when you are a famous person in the South Korean Hollywood, for a lack of a better word. I don't kind of know what to call it, but it's kind of like the price you pay. People don't kind of like you dating people. You have to keep a lot of stuff under wraps. You have to wait till you're either married, dang near married, or having a baby with someone. And even then, especially with the baby thing, you're probably going to end up denying until you can't anymore. Like everything seems very hush hush. Like it's almost like they want their K idols or their actors and stuff like that to kind of come off like God, how Christians kind of see God. Like we don't want to hear about God falling in love or being romantic with someone, or like we want them to kind of come off that way. We kind of do that here though too as well in America. People be wanting to imagine themselves with these actors, but we also very much do like when they hook up with other actors and things like that, unless it's something someone that we don't approve of. So as you can see here, it seems like a lot of my stuff that I'm getting is hard as I'm kind of like asking these questions. I'm getting a lot of stuff that seems to really be focused on her career and not so much her romantic life. So I don't know. Let me pull one more time and see if something comes out, because everything I've been getting has just been very much focused on her career. Yeah, yeah, I don't think she's kind of like rushing into the whole romance thing. I think she's very much focused on pushing the envelope when it comes to her career. Look, put a stop, pause on things. How do I kind of proceed forward when it comes to love? She kind of gives me like once bitten, twice shy energy. However, I think you all okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. I think it would be crazy to think that she isn't maybe like dating around or like kissing and not telling. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised. I very much think she's probably doing that. I think she may be dating around, but I don't think she's looking for anything serious right now. I don't think anybody has really like caught her eye according to these cards. Now, what I got with reading my shells was something totally different, but with these cards, I'm getting yeah, I'm not really looking for anything serious. And it could be both of these things are true. That maybe she is dating someone or like messing around with someone maybe who's a bit older than her. And maybe she's also being seen or in close proximity to some kind of like younger guy, and she's not really tethered to either outcome. You know what I mean? Until further notice. That's what I'm getting intuitively. To me, it just kind of feels like it's up in the air, and she's like really focused on her career right now, or like pushing pushing the envelope is the word that I'm getting for her. It seems like she's just really interested in doing that. She's not really interested in kind of the romance of it all. So, yeah. Maybe you all can kind of drop some hints down in the comments section about who this younger guy may potentially be. Because I think they're also somebody, I think this guy is also somebody who kind of like pushes the envelope in a sense, or may not be traditional, or is like very serious when it comes to their crafts, whatever it may be. Yeah. Okay, that's all I'm getting. I think I've relayed all of my messages. So with that being said, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you would like to see more readings like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to hit that notification bell, setting it to all, so you can see the next time I upload or do a live stream, because I think I may do another one on Thursday. It'll more than likely be Kanye, because that was the other video that a lot of people really wanted to see with Kanye's issue he has been having with his dentist, because I don't know if I can actually say the other word. So be on the lookout for that. You'll see it. And with all of that being said, I'm going to go eat because a girl is starving. And you all have a great day, evening, or night, whatever time it is for you. And I will see you in the next video.